Martin here from the Red Hot Copy Peppers. Check us out on the 21st of October at Lost Lane, where we're going to be recreating the entire Slane 2003 setlist from start to finish. A show not to be missed by any Red Hot Chili Peppers fans. We'll see you on the 21st of October. Tickets on eventbrite.ie right now.
Is everybody in? Is everybody in? The show is about to begin.
Welcome to the podcast, concerts that made us, interviews and stories, tales from the bus. We love taking you back to when it all went down, the greatest live shows and that cheering crowd sound. It's concerts that made us, concertsthatmadeus.com.
We are Mojo and the Kitchen Brothers, and you're listening to Concerts That Made Us.
Mojo and the Kitchen Brothers, you're all very welcome to Concerts That Made Us.
Thanks,
Thank
man.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks.
Here.
So this is actually the first time I've had everybody in the band on the show. So do you want to introduce yourselves?
I guess I'll go first. My name is Warre. I'm the drummer of the band.
And I am Mathijs. I am the bass player of the band.
I'm Jon. I play guitar in the band.
I'm Luca. I play guitar and I do backings.
I'm Jules, and I also play guitar.
Nice. It's great to meet you guys. Now, you guys are being really good to your listeners this year. You recently released your debut album, Mojo's Heavy Cream, and your debut EP, Flaming Tiger Lizard, on vinyl via the incredible Lay Bear Recordings. Tell us all the details about it.
Well, the EP was recorded. When did we record it? Actually, I don't remember. A couple of years ago, like 2 years ago, I think.
It was in December. No, like in March or something. Jules
2
was in.
years ago, right?
I can't remember.
In any case,
Let me check, guys. Let me check.
in any case, we recorded that one a bit earlier on, and we actually already released it independently on Spotify and other streaming services. But actually, when we a short time after we released our album, we were approached by Lay Bear Recordings. Right? Am I still right, guys?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And Desiree actually proposed to release both our album and our EP on vinyl. So, yeah, we were really, really surprised by that. So we couldn't really say no. I mean, it was a pretty quick decision to agree to go forward with Lay Bear.
Yeah, it was through the Rob Martin. I don't know if you know him from Rags.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know him and he was a big fan of our band, so he reached out to Desiree and kind of got it working that way. So yeah, he tipped us to her. And then it all got started, I guess.
Nice one. Nice, man. It must be, when you guys are only together a couple of years, it must be kind of head spinning to get such success and such people in the industry coming and wanting to push your music out there.
Yeah,
It's great.
very grateful. Very quick, as you said. Like, didn't expect it, and I mean, couldn't be more grateful, really.
Yeah, because we've been playing for what, like 3 years now or something.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah, and already like 2 vinyls out and all that stuff. It's I think other people see something greater or something.
Please don't say other people see something greater than you guys do.
I'm staying a bit humble here.
And you know, your sound has been described as a captivating bridge between the past and the present. Tell us about where this sound comes from and how you go about bringing such a familiar sound into the present.
For me, it all started during COVID. I got really into like 70s underground music. So not like Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin, but more like Jude and a lot of Brown Acid stuff from Writing Records. And I got really invested into really like finding out how to record the music back then. And yeah, like checking out music and trying to incorporate music is a real journey, and it's not that easy. Like using equipment and all that stuff. I mean, that's how I got into it. I don't know how the other guys see it.
But I think that sentence about the bridge between past and present, I think I also did something like that in our biographies. I think it might have indirectly come from me. But
Okay.
the way I see that is that we sort of used at late 60s, early 70s heavy rock bass, and then try to see where we can go from there in terms of incorporating some more modern sounds or some, more modern ideas. So in that regard, we take forms and sounds that are very familiar to people and try to infuse those sounds some more contemporary, interesting little sounds and flavors. And I think it's really catching on because our shows we always see a very diverse graphic in terms of age.
I see. And, how did your approach to making music change between the EP and the album? Did it change much over that space of time?
I don't really think so. Like, we've always been doing it. I mean, for the past years, we've been doing it the same way. I also think like we don't have that much experience yet, like recording. So it might change. We're, you know, in next year, I don't know. But right now it stay the same.
Yeah, I think just like it might have just changed, is just that we've gotten more in tune with each other. So, I mean, I guess that's logical, but when we play together, the more get in tune with each other, and so that'll just make music better, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it is developing because we're starting to learn more, and not only learn more individually, but as a group as well. We're starting to see what our strengths, what our weaknesses are, and we're starting to be able to play into those things more and more. So very excited to see what the future brings.
Yeah, exactly. And I'd love to get some insights into when you guys are making music. What does the process look like? Is it totally collaborative, or does one of you come up with a part and bring it to the rest? How does it work?
Well, so far, it's always been like the first thing we've made is like a demo just on an acoustic guitar that I wrote. But it only comes alive when we play together. But usually it's just a demo, and then we'll figure it out during a rehearsal or something. But yeah, I mean, it's only when we play together that it becomes a full song. Really, like the demos are really simple and sound really bad.
Yeah,
My
you could
opinion.
say that they're kind of shitty.
Yeah, absolutely.
But there are two main ways, right? There is the demo way, and mostly Warre writes those demos, the drummer. And then, like he said, we breathe life into it on a rehearsal. But also, what we're trying to do, especially a couple of months ago, we had this very intense writing session. It was like a week or a week, something like that. And then you start jamming, and an interesting idea can develop out of those jams. But we have discovered that way of writing music, just jamming something and then trying to make it more of a concrete song is very difficult and takes a lot more time than just going into the studio with a set demo and just trying to replicate what is already written. But I think it's somewhat of a more interesting way to go about writing your music. But it comes with its disadvantages, of course.
Mm.
I think the combo is really interesting as well. Like write a demo and jam your way into it. I don't know, just yeah. We can do that as well. It's just an idea, guys.
Right. And I love asking this question. When it comes to making new music, what part do you guys most enjoy? And then the other side of it, what part do you absolutely dread?
I just love it when it starts to come together. You know, when you're listening to playbacks of it, and just you're sitting there and you're sort of in awe. You can't believe that you really just played that or wrote that. And to me, the part that I dread is just sitting around and nobody's coming up with anything. You know, we need a bridge, we need some rhythmic interesting little thing to connect this part with this. You're just blown out. You know, you have no inspiration at all.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree. Yeah.
or when Mathijs like proposes something and nobody was really listening. That happens
Yeah,
sometimes.
that's also not very nice.
I think my favorite part, the whole writing process, is like right at the end when we see a new song for the first time. We see like the crowd's first reaction. It's always something that it doesn't really stress me out, but it excites me so much that I start stressing about it or something. I don't. But it's a really magical moment for me, and I think I'm not the only one in this. But yeah.
Yeah, I get you. That'd have to be the best. And I suppose at this stage, so we'll dive into your influences a bit to give the listeners some insights into where you guys come from. So it's a bit tricky now, but if you can you remember your earliest musical memory?
Oh man. I think mine is seeing the Beastie Boys at Werchter.
Yeah.
I think that's it, really. I think I was about years old or something like that.
Yeah, I think like one of the first things that I remember was just like dancing on the kitchen floor with my brother with just like a boombox blasting piece or something. Not very relevant to this music right now, but yeah.
I think mine was when I was 6. I went with my dad to see Admiral Fee in the cultural center in Hasselt. He's like this Belgian singer-songwriter. He had a good time in the 2000s, 2010s and stuff. And I think that moment was like, shit, it's just one guy on stage, and it really enchanted me in some kind of way. And I think that's where it all started for me.
Nice. And, what sparked the desire in you guys to become a musician? Can you pinpoint the exact moment?
I think it was Dad is a musician. He played the piano, and he used to take me to sound check when he was playing a gig, and I just loved sitting around and watching them. Yeah, set up everything and being in the sound check. I really liked the sound check thing because the shows they were too late, so I had to go to sleep. But I really loved them being together and yeah, hanging around in the sound check. That's what I really liked.
Damn.
He
I
still
didn't
really
know.
likes the sound check.
I think it's the anticipation of the show.
Well, for me, it was around the time when I went to my first shows and stuff. But my dad was also a musician. He like his parents didn't put enough like effort into his growth as a musician and all that stuff. So every mistake his parents made, he set them straight with me. So like, for example, he didn't go to like music school and all that stuff. And like the moment I could like play one note on the guitar, it was like, oh yeah, we're sending you to music school now. It's like, shit, okay, another school, hell yeah, okay, whatever. But then like a couple of years passed, and I went to see like David Gilmour live in Tina, I thought, and that really, there was like this song. There's a song on the Division Bell called Marooned, and it's like this fully, it has no vocals and all that stuff. And he started playing it, and was like on the day Richard Wright died, or like it was then, like a couple years ago, of course. And he played that song and no vocal, so there's not really a specific story, but I just started crying. I was like, what the fuck is happening to me? And it was like, oh shit. And I was like touching my dad, like, dad, what the hell is happening? And I was like almost panicking. And then I knew, like, whoa, so music, even without words, can give off a kind of story and a message that can make people feel things and stuff. And then that's when I knew, like, oh, I gotta dig deeper in this thing, this vibe, and I need to show that to everyone, that exists.
I don't really have a nice story as Luca, so I can't really top that. I mean, I don't want to top that, but I think I grew up watching a lot of. I mean, I started playing drums when I was 8, I think, and for me it started with a skate part, really, a Rally Hawk skate part, and he used a Steel Mills song, Green Eyed God, and I looked it up live. I was about 14 back then, or 15, I don't know. And I checked it and I saw the drummer playing, and I was so, I don't know, it's just cool to watch. And I wanted to do it for myself. Um, and then, like a couple of years at Desert Fest was the same thing. I like watching shows, but I wanted to be on stage. Um, that's it's for me. It's like a feeling that I've had since I was 14. I think, like, I need to be on stage. Um, just, yeah, I don't know. That I can't really explain it any better. I think that's it for me.
There wasn't really a specific which I decided to I'm a musician, but I've always been very musical. I used to dance a lot, and I also share the same desire or love for being on stage, doing stuff to entertain other people. I've always been like that. But I think that finally deciding to become a musician had a lot to do with the sort of period from my 14th to my 16th, really, when I started getting to rock and roll. I used to be like a drum and bass, just party at those raves. But then I started listening to Pink Floyd, and those just really changed me. And then probably what made me decide to pick up the bass would probably have to be just seeing Les Claypool performing. It was like, he made the instrument so cool. And yeah, that was it really. I think I started when I was 17 or 18. Yeah, it was quite a process.
Well, for me, I think I also just like started pick up guitar at 18, but like and off. Never really got like to it that much. I just played a little bit of guitar, and then one day had to ask me to jam, so we jammed, and he didn't really hear anything I was playing, but he still asked me if I wanted to like join his band. So now I'm here.
Yeah, we're still stuck with it.
So since then, I kind of like picked up guitar a little bit, and but yeah, I was already intrigued by it. Like I always listened to a lot of music before, and I think like what really made me like want to play guitar was probably like Maggot Brain by Funkadelic, because I really like that song, and it's like really, yeah, I don't know, really emotional song. And there's also one time I was listening to it, I was really high on space cake, and that was a very experience. But yeah, that's about it, I think.
And what is your guys' local music scene like? We might not get some insights into it over this side of the world. So can you share anything for the listeners?
I feel like in Antwerp, there's a lot of, and it's new as well. There's a lot of like punk bands.
Yeah, a lot of garage mainly.
Yeah, like the Meltheads and that that's really all I know about it. But but they're pretty
Nice one.
big here, I guess. So
They're
yeah,
doing a great job. That's true.
yeah. So yeah, I feel like punk or garage punk is pretty alive here.
But Psychedelic is also doing its march back.
Yeah,
Or is it me? But because like here in Limburg, you're starting to like see some things and hear some stuff, and like, of course you have like what Koala Disco, Desmond Dandies, all that stuff. It's just everyone's trying to trip again on stage, in the most uh, call it most regular way, I guess.
I think we can definitely say the music scene in Belgium is pretty much very alive right now.
Yeah, totally.
I think during COVID everybody was starting to get so creatively booked. There was no output for their desires or whatever, and I think the end of COVID really sparked something. I've talked about this with people before, and that a lot of people just were sick and tired of doing nothing and seeing nothing and hearing nothing. That a lot of great bands were formed also during the years of COVID because there was nothing else to do. But now there are so many opportunities, so many cool venues, so many cool new bands, and we're all very, very, very friendly with each other. There seems to be a very good atmosphere. I'm really enjoying this, getting to know everybody.
Yeah, I think Belgium's always been very lucky, like music scene wise. For a small country, there's always been a lot of good music going around. I can't really tell if like it's different than other bigger countries because I don't really know that much about them. But I feel like Belgium is like has always had a good music scene, like definitely since the 80s or 70s, maybe even. So it's been
Yeah, it's true. I read like a lot of books about this actually, that we're really lucky to have these little things in Belgium that really help like beginning musicians and other artists and bands and stuff. So yeah, we're really lucky to be here actually.
Right.
Not something you would hear a lot of people say regularly about Belgium.
Yeah.
And you know what, the podcast is called Concerts That Made Us. So I have to ask, as a concert goer, what concerts do you think have made you guys?
Well, for me personally, it would have to be I saw Radio Macau at Desert Fest and Tricks, I think in 2015, something like that. And that definitely, well, it changed my life, but in a really positive way. Like I wanted to do what they were doing, and I still think about it. I still think about that show, and like I tried to copy the drummer, but he moves cool, and yeah, I tried to do the same thing sometimes. I don't know. So yeah, that show really made me.
Nice, good one.
For me, like I said, it was that David Gilmour gig in Argentina that made me cry. So,
I was thinking you'd say that one. All right.
Yeah, like obviously, like come on.
Yeah.
I don't know how you guys went to like shows and like cried, but it doesn't really happen that often with me. So
I find it so hard to think back on things. Sort of just creates this void in my mind when I try to think of the concert that made me. I know some recent ones that I really, really like, but like in terms of very formative concerts, I really don't know. I distinctly remember, I think it was a Bloody Beetroots concert I saw at Pukkelpop that really blew my mind, and it was in sort of that transitional period of going from drum and bass to rock and roll. But I really don't know.
Yeah, I would either. It's just, I mean, I've enjoyed a lot of content, and I probably cried at more than one, but I really wouldn't like again, well, Mathijs put it more beautifully, but I just have bad memory, basically. I don't really know which one formed me, but yeah, there were just a lot of good ones.
I think I did a year of work at a big venue, Sportpaleis in Belgium. It's not that really cool, but and I saw a lot of shows there, and I think not particularly one show, but the whole year was like I would do this as well. I saw the Stone Age, that was cool. Nick Cave, and it was all yeah, really overwhelming, but it was nice.
It says so. That sounds like a pretty cool job to have.
Yeah, it was voluntarily for the scouts. We had to sell soda and stuff and beer. It was not nice, but then you could watch the show and that was cool. So yeah,
And beer.
yeah, but walk around with a beer on your back was heavy.
It's surely worth it though to get to see great bands like that for free.
Yeah.
And for any listeners that haven't caught one of your shows, what can they expect? Give them the full experience if you can.
We can't give them the full experience. They can't even see. But
I've asked that question so many times now, and you're the first person that's actually said that. I've been expecting
Really?
it. So well done.
Okay, so it was a trick question. No, you can expect a lot of energy and just genuine enjoyment. You can expect to see genuine enjoyment from us, and I think that really, gets people going. I think people really like to see that, and you'll also hear a lot of improvisation and just small details that are very distinct to one particular show. It's never going to be the same. So also in that regard, it's hard to tell people, you expect this, you can expect that. One thing you can certainly expect is some great dance moves and and a lot of enjoyment. But other than that, we might play brilliantly, we might fuck up. Anything can happen. It's the essence of a live show. That's what we bring to a gig.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And when you think back over gigs that you've played, is there one that sticks in your mind as maybe the best experience you've had?
Well, so far we've never had. I mean, after a show, usually like a couple of guys go like, "Well, that was the best show I've ever played." But we've never all had that feeling. Like I feel like whenever two guys, maybe when I play, we'll finish a show and I go like, "Man, that was the best show I've ever played," and then like the other guys go like, "Well, for me it was shit." So so it's hard to say really. I mean, it's hard to say what the best show was, but for me, man, I don't know. I mean, I just for the full experience, I think like one of the first shows we ever played was such a rush. I mean, it's still a rush, but you'll never play your first show again.
But what about in terms of venues? What was the best venue we ever played, or like the most fun crowd? I think for me, perhaps it was one of the worst shows I played, and I think a lot of people will agree. That one show we did in Trix after the Black Angels.
Yeah.
That one.
Well, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Like that was a
Pretty good.
great show for me.
As well.
But the thing is, we didn't really, or at least I didn't. I screwed up many things. But after that show, we got such a huge applause. It was deafening, and there was such a huge amount of people there. So yeah, to me that was probably one of the highlights.
I think maybe we shouldn't think of like, oh, I did it bad, but they did it well. So what's a good show anyway? I think we should think about like the general outcome and what people thought and all that stuff.
Yeah.
That's a better way to think about it. So I think like every Cabron show we ever did or something,
Yeah,
Always,
they always hit well.
big success.
Yeah, and Down the Hill, I think it's
Yeah.
Yeah,
good for us. That was a nice
yeah,
show.
yeah. So, also just nice because we were like the open of the day, and there was already like a lot of people, and a lot of people were interested, and like a lot of people came to buy a record, and
Yeah.
they were all just really excited about it. And you
Yeah,
don't always
even
have
like
open a
I
show,
spoke
like open a
like
festival. So
when we had
Yeah.
our show in Tilburg.
Mhm.
I talked to people who were like, "Oh yeah, you guys are down the hill," and I couldn't for you guys to play in the Netherlands and stuff, so I immediately came here. I was like, "Holy shit! Okay, that was so cool."
yeah,
Right, right. And when it comes to showtime, then do you guys have a pre-show or post-show ritual? How do you psych yourselves up, and then afterwards, how do you wind down?
There isn't really any set ritual to do, right? We don't have
No.
a
no,
shout
just
or intro. But
just have a couple beers before and have more beers after, I guess.
True, very true.
Yeah, I guess that's it.
I guess that's it. We're a simple band.
Right, right. And say on a Friday night you play the best gig of your career, goes perfectly. You wake up the next morning and it's kind of back to reality. How do you deal with that feeling?
Oof.
I am just getting excited for the next thing. There's not really any. I don't really miss it. I'm just glad I played it, and just on to the next one. That's at least the case for me.
It's a good way to look at it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I also always do recover after a gig. So it's watching a show a bit.
Right. And what would you say has been the biggest challenge you guys have faced as a band, and how did you deal with it?
For me, the hardest part of being in a band is being apart from each other. Like but I get really stressed out like
Cutie.
when we're texting and there's like a miscommunication, and
Right, yeah.
that's really stressful because it never really happens when we're face to face. So it's a different thing, really. So that's the hardest part for me.
Yeah, that's a good point. That's a real challenge. Just disagreeing on Facebook Messenger or whatever it is, just because in that way of communication there are a lot of opportunities to misinterpret what somebody says, and then it can often derail. We really have to think about just staying calm and just keeping the discussions for a face-to-face conversation. I'd agree with Warre on that one.
Very good point.
Yeah, and I think planning, but it's not just in the band, it's just myself, but it's really hard to do something free, and because you might get a cool gig. So yeah, that's a hard part as well. I think it really forms your life in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, we still have 2 rehearsals to plan, so we'll talk about that later, hey guys.
I mean, we can do it now. Like, when are you guys free?
Yeah, don't mind me if you want to. If you want to go ahead,
You're more than welcome to join if you want. So.
I'll play the triangle.
Yeah. You need someone, man.
And I'm sure it really happens from what I can see from talking to you guys, but how do you handle disagreements or creative differences within the band?
Well, I feel like there haven't really been many, well, in a musical way, been a lot of disagreements. I mean, obviously we all have a different music taste, but we kind of just try to blend it all together. In that way, there's no possibility for, or no room for disagreements. I mean, that's how I feel like it's been with us. I don't know how the rest.
Yeah, the most important thing to always remember, I think, in terms of or when there is a disagreement, is just to whatever you do, don't take it personal. You know, when except when somebody's personally attacking you, but that's something we really don't do. But it's just important when somebody, for example, says, "Hey, this bridge here, or you know, that chord there, or this riff here, I don't really like it. What can we change something about it?" It's important to then, you know, take a step back and realize that they're not looking at, you know, they're not trying to diss you or whatever with that statement.
Absolutely.
It's very good advice. And can you guys share how you go about building a strong fan base and how you maintain that connection with them?
I feel like so far we've been very lucky to be able to play shows in Antwerp, like Cabron is I feel like it's really important for us, or has been very important to us, because like it's always a really packed venue. Doesn't really matter what band comes there. Like it's just a tight knit community. And we've had, you know, the luck of playing there, and the people seem to like, and I guess. I mean, at least all of them stayed. And yeah, we see them very often. So yeah, we got very lucky with I think location, and just the people are great here.
Yeah, I think we're very lucky, but mostly with people like for example, Rob Martin and who else? Who else is there? A lot of people that are somewhat established in the music scene that really believe in us and help. Well, for example, Jacques.
Yeah.
These are the people that have somewhat of a name in the music industry, definitely in Belgium, and they believe in us, and that's how they, you know, they talk when they talk to people, they mention us, and I think it's also a
Yeah.
big part of our the creation of our fan base, and also just being upfront, being friendly, you know, always talking to people, being humble.
Yeah. Big shout out to Jan Vigria and the Guru, of course.
Yes, sir.
And to Rob Martin and Regs. Definitely.
Yeah.
And Joe.
And
Joe.
And
and definitely Desiree, because she was really important to us. But like, yeah, we got to her through Rob, I guess. So like our network really helped us, like, grow as a band, and hopefully also just like makes us like yeah, just I don't know, keep our momentum going, I guess.
Keep you
And
inspired
we
and
also
motivated.
yeah, and also just a lot of friends and family that also support us. And really, I mean, because like when you ask the question, it's like, yeah, we just like have a lot of friends and family that always support us, but like probably grown to be a bit more than just friends and family at this point. So
Nice, right. And this one is interesting now. How would you guys like to evolve as a band? What would it be like, say, in 5 years' time?
Oh man, I really try my best to not overthink. I mean, overthink. I we just I feel like we always just go with the flow. Like we never really think too hard about anything. So I don't really see that changing. I mean, at least I know I'm not changing that way. But for sure, like I want to evolve to playing bigger stages, all that stuff. But I mean, that's kind of obvious, I think. Yeah, just go bigger, go international.
yeah, but I'd also like it a lot better, you know.
Yeah.
Down the hill, I saw Canaan play. I don't know if you know the band that's what's it, a Norwegian band, I think.
Yeah, Norwegian, yeah.
Canaan, or however you would pronounce it. they just blew us away. So I would very much be able to play a show like they do, and just to shred like an hour long, this with the most incredible music. And that's one thing I would like to change. I think we're really, really good, but we get so much better. So that's one thing I would like to see evolve.
Nice, good one. And before we dive into the last couple of questions, then, future plans that are set in stone, anything on the horizon you want to tell us about?
I mean, right now I'm really looking forward to. We just participated in a competition called Soundtrack. It's just like a big battle of the bands kind of thing. But we actually made it to the final round. And in December, I think we're playing a show in Trick, and that's I'm really excited about that one.
Yeah. And the upcoming albums, and we're also looking forward to those.
Yeah.
Because we got a lot of material, and we only have to refine it, and then we'll be coming along with new albums very, 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 very soon.
It's good to hear.
Or relatively soon, I'll say.
It's very good to hear. And I suppose for anyone that's interested from listening to this interview, where's the best place to get the vinyl?
For now, we don't have an online shop of our own. So, if you come to a concert, we always got some vinyl with us. But if you're listening to this from, a place that is not Belgium or not the Netherlands, you'd best go order it on the site of Lay Bear Recordings. I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's just laybearrecord.com.
Yeah.
You'll definitely be able to find it there. Brilliant.
Right, we'll dive into the last couple of questions. These are a couple of random, odd music questions, but I'm intrigued to see your answers. So, if you could see any performer from history in concert for one night only, who would it be?
Oh, Frank Zappa.
I like the quickness in your response.
That was quick.
That's easy question for me. Zappa and the Mothers, just get my freak on.
Yeah, baby. Good one.
For me, probably Jimi Hendrix. I don't know. I really want to see him go at his guitar like crazy, I think. Like when you see his live shows, he's just having sex with guitar, basically.
Yeah, you'd like to see that.
Yeah, on his do that.
I would. I'll take my camera.
Dirty boy.
Dude, honestly, I have no idea.
Right.
However, I would actually just love to see us live, but of course I can't. But
whoa,
damn, it's a bit meta, yeah. But at least we're not dead, and that's cool.
That's one I've never had before. I'd like to see myself live.
I just wonder how it is. It's not
it's really disappointing.
No.
No.
I think I would love to see Mathijs seeing Frank Zappa. That would be really cool.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Yeah, I think I'd probably cry.
Yeah.
Good ones.
I would love to see Buddy Miles. I just got into him recently, and I've been blown away since. But unfortunately, I'll have to travel back in time for that one.
This is where the odd part comes in. So, if you had to spend 24 hours locked in a room with any musician from history, who would it be?
Definitely not Gigi Allen.
No, you don't want that.
No.
I don't think I want Frank Zappa either, because I think it would just drive me nuts after a while.
I think Morrison would be very interesting.
Yeah, to say the least. Yeah.
Be a bit dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. Yeah.
Really fun question, but it's a hard answer because musicians are very often sort of weird.
Yeah.
It's a lot of fun to spend like 4 or 5 hours with them, but to be locked inside a room with them.
Yeah. However, I would love to like spend 24 hours with like Bruno or something. Just say crazy stuff and make music around it or something, and just do something weird. Like he also did like a tour. There's a video of it online, and he's so weird in his doings that I'm just wow, that's so cool. He's really cool. I love him.
Well, I'll have to agree with Mathijs. Musicians are crazy. I don't know. They're so, I mean, very often they're very unpredictable. I feel like so. I would be scared.
I don't know. I'm trying to think of a normal one. I think probably Leland Sklar would be a very
Yeah.
have a couple of cups of coffee.
Right.
I don't know.
Here's an interesting spin on that same question then. I just thought of, if you guys were locked inside a room and had to get out, which one of you guys would be the best to get out and which one would be the worst to get out?
Jules would probably get out of there really.
Yeah.
He's very agile and determined, I think.
Yeah.
I think with
Yeah,
the
but
rest
I'm not
of
that handy. So I don't know. I think I would trip and
with the rest of us, it's more like, oh fuck, we have to fight that person or something.
I think we would work together.
No,
We will
I'd
all
probably
make it
chew
out.
through your legs before I work together.
No, I think Jill would make it out first.
Okay.
Don't really know why, but
I don't know. I don't know if he would want to make it out. I think he would want to start a new life in that room.
With you guys, yeah.
Yeah.
Sure.
Right. Maybe he'll be the guy who's locking you all in the room. Not letting you out.
Probably. Yeah.
And the final question. So, what song would appear on the soundtrack to your life?
Oh, I'm opening my playlist right now. That's a good question.
Let me think of this one. Bobby Brown Goes Down. No, that's a very bad one. You don't want the things that are said in that to be associated with your life.
No.
Fair.
I don't know, perhaps like one of those very nice Nino Rota film soundtracks from the Italian art cinema, like those fun little circus things, but with a tinge of the dramatic.
Right.
I think I would the Wallace and Gromit soundtrack.
Oh hell yeah!
Thinking outside the box now.
For me, to be Ventura Highway, America. I think that's a beautiful song.
Good one. Good one.
Fair. Paul, dude, I have no idea, man. My brain is so. Every time someone asks me like a music question, my brain just shuts off because it's full of information. It's just like everything is cool, you know, like yeah. So I say everything and nothing.
Right. Okay. Another answer I haven't had before. We'll go with it.
We're a very special bunch, you know.
Oh shit. Soundtrack of my life. Oh. What did the others pick?
Everything and nothing.
Oh, okay, that's a good one.
Pretty decent if I say so myself.
I won't look too far. I'll be Staying Alive by the Bee Gees.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Right. Good one.
Excellent choice.
Yeah, I agree.
Nothing too deep.
Listen, guys, it's been an absolute blast now. I've really enjoyed chatting with you over the last hour and getting some insights into your career. Thanks a million.
Well, thanks for having
Thanks
me.
to you. Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Hey guys, I really hope you enjoyed this episode. If you did, please rate and review us on iTunes and Spotify. And if you're interested in signing up to Band Builder Academy, use the link in the show notes below and enter the code CONCERTS and you'll receive 10% off. So, until next time, keep rocking. Hey, what are you guys still doing here? The show's over. It's over. You can go home. Go on. We'll see you next time. We'll be here. Bye.